you got something I can cart a washing machine on?
That you can haul one
Yeah.
out? Yeah, I got one in the back of my truck if you need.
Well, I need to borrow it tomorrow. The one I've got has gone belly up. I got 6 or 8 months at it. That's about as good as I've done on the new one. I got.
Is the one I told you?
Yeah, it's kicking breakers now, but I've got another one over there in the basement. I'm gonna haul over and hook up. Hello, everybody. We're here discussing. Hey. We're discussing all sorts of things.
Hey, folks. Welcome to UGG TV.
And we've got somebody watching, so we appreciate you looking in.
All you people that aren't watching us, welcome to UGG TV.
We're in a whole different studio tonight. Everything is discombobulated due to construction.
Right.
And I'm doing my best here to uncombobulate us. Okay, get you in the picture here, Bob.
Did they say we're not going to have a monitor tonight?
She didn't say that, but apparently we're not.
Right.
I don't know whether it'll come on whenever they go off the commercial or not. Well, they're flashing lights, so I guess we're on. We don't know what we're doing, folks. We're flying without radar.
No idea. We want to welcome you, even if we're not here yet. We want to appreciate you. We hope we got good microphones tonight, because I've had a lot of people say that they could not hear what we were saying.
And they said it was a blessing.
And said that's a blessing in disguise.
I'm going to try to get some sort of a monitor going here. Look, folks, they've moved. They're doing construction. We're over here in another studio, and we don't know what we're doing. We can't see whether we're pretty or not.
Right. And we hope we guess we're on. We don't have a monitor to tell. A red light. I don't know other than this program or not.
It may be.
Right, could possibly be.
We're on the internet. I'm pretty sure of that. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody that's not there. Well, we want to welcome you to UGG TV here on Wednesday night. We're pleased to be with you. And one reason I'm pleased to be here with you, they got good air conditioning in here. It feels real good. I was going to come on with my shirt off, but I said, no, I just have too many calls, and I just get swamped with offers from all these women out here.
Yeah, proposals.
Proposals, yeah.
Well, we're not altogether sure we're on television, but in case we are, we appreciate you watching.
Well, do we go ask that lady well?
Yeah, go in there and see if we're on the monitor. Go in there and look and see. I mean, we don't want to miss us. We don't want to miss the show in case we're on. Well, that's good. I can't get nothing else to respond properly. Okay, thank you.
This high-tech organization we got here.
UGG TV and UGG.
Hey, you guys.
Hello.
Fine, how are you?
I'm doing okay. You are on TV.
Doing fine.
Well, that's good. We're glad we are. We ain't sure what we look like. We're getting better.
Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you, but the picture's faded way out. You can't hardly see your face.
I don't know what to tell you. If I could get anything to work, I'd fix it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. But, I can hear you real good.
Well,
that's the important
thing, I guess.
Right, we've had problems with the mic before, so.
Yeah, I just want to kind of let you know you're still my buddy.
And we appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
We ought to cut that now. UGG. Hello? I cut that one off. Yeah, I did. Call back, hon. Appreciate you.
Well. Folks.
It's been hot today. You know, I went up and worked on my fall garden, and here we go. TV.
Yeah, Bob, you're on, buddy.
We're sorry. We didn't mean to interrupt your supper.
That's all right.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Okay, there we go.
I went and worked on my fall garden today, son, and of course took care of my animals. I've got some young ducks out there.
Not to be confused with
that
old
will
ducks.
put on a show for you. When they see you coming, I got a big old a pot out there. It's not as big as a kid's swimming pool, but it's a pretty good sized pot. And after I fed them and everything, they'll line up one by one, and get a running start and dive into that pot.
And swim in it?
Well, they get wet, you know. It's deep enough. Yeah, it's deep enough for them to swim. And
Okay.
TV.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Pretty good.
I'd like to make a comment and let y'all know what I've seen this week.
Good.
I really couldn't believe it. I was at early voting earlier in the week, and I witnessed, and this is the truth. I watched a man at one of the campaigns for one of the people's running. He jumped on an elderly lady and talked to her like an absolute dog because he thought she moved his election signs.
Because of what?
He thought she moved two of his election signs.
Ah.
I'm talking, it was so bad. I felt so, I was embarrassed for her.
I heard there was a circus going on down there.
Well, it was Brandon Martin's father's who it was.
Well, I don't.
Talked to this elderly lady like she was an absolute dog. I mean, where's the respect at? There's no more left, are they?
No. If anybody out there disputes this, you're free to call and tell us the other side or your opinion.
Right.
I've not been down there.
I appreciate you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. What was that at?
Down at the early election. Early
Down
voting. Down to Jacksboro.
No. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I want to say something, 2 or 3 things. One is, apparently, the county commission has managed to balance the budget without raising taxes. Don't know how they done that, but they did. Not that they couldn't have done that without a fight. Now, I also want to say something else. Everybody out there that went down to Jacksboro and protested, or called your commissioner, or kind of raised a ruckus, you can thank yourself.
Right.
I'd like to think that Bob and Ronnie had a little bit to do with it, and I especially want to commend Mr. James Slusher, because he got his drawers in a knot and started the ball rolling, and you can thank him for the fact that your taxes are not going up this year. But just stay mad, because it's going to happen next year. It's going to happen again the next year. Any way they can find to get $1 off of you, they've got a way to spend it. What do you think?
Well, I said back when the original county commission was elected that they could have done without the tax that they imposed at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's just common sense. You don't spend more than you take in. And you cannot be everything to everybody as the county commission has been. You know, somebody opens up a business, 2 or 3 of their constituents complain, so they're going to use the power of the government to put a business out of business. You know, I can see them being sympathetic to their constituents, but they got to realize when you're elected county commissioner, you have obligations not just to your district, but to the entire county to see that it is prosperous, to see that it is fair, and it should not be just a trade-off thing. If my district needs something, then I'll trade off and help your district. It shouldn't be that way, but that's the way it is down at the county commission.
Well, there's another thing I hear a lot, and it's meant to be a good thing, but I don't necessarily see it as a good thing. I always hear elected officials saying, "I'll do what the people want." You tell me, I'll do what the people want. I don't want them to do what the people want. I want them to do what is supposed to be done by regulation and law, and I want them to change the laws and regulations so they make sense and don't cheat other people.
Right.
The people could decide to shoot short people, and I'd be left out in the cold.
Right.
I don't want them to do what the people want. I want them to follow the law.
What they decide to shoot bald-headed people?
Boy, you wouldn't have a chance.
I wouldn't have a chance, you know.
You better wear that hat with hair on it.
Right.
Ugh, TV.
Yes, sir. I just called about the lady that got jumped on at the early voting,
Uh-huh.
and I wanted to let you know that was Dennis Potter's mother that they done that way.
Well, I appreciate it. And just like I said, I wasn't there. I trust you to be telling the truth. Anybody else?
Yes, sir.
Anybody else has a different
I
viewpoint?
hope somebody out there that heard it herself. I wish they'd call in and let you hear it.
You're all welcome. You're all welcome.
Said that was awful.
You're all welcome to call and contradict this lady in a respectful manner if you've got a different viewpoint. How's that?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to tell you that we have a candidate, a mystery candidate, and I ain't going to tell you who, but we have a mystery candidate coming on the last 10 minutes of this show. So we're going to do our commercials between now and then.
Yeah, we're going to pay our bills.
And we're going to start off by saying Ugh TV, and then we'll pay some bills.
Right.
You
ready?
Yep.
Ugh TV.
Hello, how are you doing?
Oh, it's Akbar.
It is. It's
Akbar the Sailor Man.
You said that right.
No,
Calling
this
from
is
the
Akbar.
state of Kashmir.
Hey, this isn't Akbar, I'm sorry.
You're not Akbar?
No,
Akbar's brother.
I'm not his brother.
Maid
From
Miriam?
around here, I'm a good friend of Akbar's.
Okay.
He's not feeling too good tonight, and I was over watching over him and hanging out with him, and he wanted me to call in for him.
Yeah, you're not Akbar. You just sound like it.
Some
I'm
people
sorry,
say
no
that
insult
it's a deep
intended.
voice, I don't know.
We don't mean to insult Akbar.
Nah, it's okay. He's a good man, though.
Now, what can we
Lord
do
mercy.
for
But,
you,
he
Akbar's
wanted me to
friend?
tell you, he was down there today at that sheriff's office in Jacksboro.
Yeah.
And he said he seen that Mike Sawinski feller down there. And that old boy in the wheelchair that rides around, you know, in that blue van.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he came in there and he told Mr. Sawinski, he said, "Hello, Mr. Sawinski," and, you know, he's being nice to him, and that old boy just sit there and stared him down. Didn't say a word to him. Looked like he'd kill him. And I ain't never seen such in my life around here.
Well, maybe he didn't hear him well.
Lord have mercy. I don't know.
We always believe in the benefit of a doubt.
He told me to call and tell you all about that because he was concerned about it, and so was I.
Well, we appreciate it.
Yeah. But y'all have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
Akbar says,
Tell Akbar
what does he say? It's Marishka.
Tell Akbar we hope he's feeling better.
Right. Tell Akbar to take 2 aspirins and go to bed with his nurse.
Yeah,
He's
and
in there asleep right now. He fell asleep on me just a little while ago.
tell him not to be riding that carpet around.
Lord have
Right.
mercy. I'll try to. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
You'll catch pneumonia riding that carpet.
Now, Dixie Concrete. What do you know about Dixie Concrete?
I know when I go down the 4-lane, I see Dixie Concrete over there on the right, looking exactly like a concrete operation ought to look. They've got the sand, they got the gravel, they got the mixer, they got trucks, they've got equipment.
You got
And most of
personnel, severely trained personnel over there too.
And most of all, they've got good people working for them. Whatever you need, whether it be septic tanks, whether it be reinforcing stone, or whether it be re-rods, or whatever it needs, or concrete. They do sell concrete too.
Yeah.
You call Dixie Concrete, because they've got the hardest concrete known to man, and they'll bring you right out what you ordered, the strength you ordered, and they'll give you exactly what you ordered for the price they said it would be. So you call Dixie Concrete.
Have you ever been to McLeod Mountain?
Nobody knows where it's at.
I never had been there either because they won't let a riffraff in.
Right.
But I got invited up there by somebody over the weekend, and, you know, they kind of let me in
Right.
on this kind of a what do you call it, a probationary
Right. Okay.
visit.
Yeah. Yeah. Provisional.
Yeah, but I ate supper up there, and I'm gonna tell you that what they sell up there is a view, and the view's nice. I can't say that it wasn't. It's kind of hazy, and I've been in high places before, and I wasn't duly impressed with that. I mean, you look at it and then you're done. But I will tell you one thing. They had some of the finest tasting ribs up there I
Did
ever
they?
had. Yes, sir, and had good help to bring them to you. So, if
You
anybody
couldn't.
offers
You
to
couldn't
pay
put
you
one.
way and
You could.
invite you up there and they'll let you in, y'all go.
You didn't take a doggy bag so you could bring me one.
No, but I brought the bones off and took them to my dog. Been feeding on them all week.
How about that?
Also, Rainbow Restaurant down on solid ground
Oh
here.
man. Oh man.
They're hard to beat. I don't reckon they sell ribs. Now, I'm going to tell you, when you pay for the ribs up there or anything else, you pay for the view too, but the food's good.
Right.
Rainbow down there, they are priced so you can eat there every day. It's a treat to go there, but it don't cost you like it's a treat.
Right. If there wasn't one building between Rainbow Restaurant and our place, we could charge them for the view.
We couldn't we?
Yeah.
I like it out there every morning when the wind's blowing southwest.
Okay.
Because you can smell them gravy and biscuits and bacon and cooking down there.
Right.
They got a breakfast special, $2.99. You can get 2 eggs, any style, bacon sausage or bologna, biscuit or toast, and gravy or grits, and it'll fill you up, and it won't bankrupt you paying for it.
It will do that. It's good, and
You can get in there and get right out.
I firmly believe that breakfast is one of the most important meals of the day. We've been told that all of our life, and I've always made a practice of eating breakfast every morning. There's very few days in my life that I have ever missed breakfast. I have missed lunch, and I've missed the evening meal, but breakfast is one meal that if I don't start my day off with a good breakfast, like a good old bologna biscuit from Rainbow Restaurant,
Pretty good.
then my day does not go as well as it should. So you go into Rainbow Restaurant, they've got a breakfast bar along with the breakfast special, or you can order off that cart they come by. What is it? One of those Muslim carts, it's Allah's cart, isn't that what it is?
You got me. I don't know. Allah's cart. Yeah, I think he's the one that got there at the olive mode guy's got an Allah's cart. Yeah.
Okay. Well, somewhere in between
Olive cart
and
olive mode.
pie a la mode, or whatever you want, Go on the inside, air conditioned, friendly crowd there, everybody hobnobs and talks to one another. Or if you're in a hurry, go by the drive-in window. You'll get to that window quicker than you will anywhere that I know of.
Yeah, they bring it out to you if you're behind somebody slow. Somebody comes in and orders a 12-course meal, they'll bring it out to you.
Nobody can touch their flavor. Nobody can touch their price. That's Rainbow Restaurant.
Another thing, I want to toot our own horn a little. Start tuning your computer to LafolletNews.com every morning. You can get the news. We've got a very up-to-date and complete ongoing updating of our obituary page. We've got a live scanner feed where you can listen to police, ambulances and stuff. We try to post ongoing news locally and not just news that is created locally, but stuff that affects us locally, stuff that's of interest. You can subscribe by going to the website. It don't cost you anything. There's no record kept. You won't get anything except once a day and evening you'll get a synopsis of what we've covered that day. Just enter your email address. I believe you like it, LafolletNews.com, and of course I hope you're watching us on the UGG TV. You just type in UGTV.tv and you can see us, but there's some good stuff on there too. You can see La Follette Sports. You can see the Plain Truth on Thursday nights. You can see the Channel 12. This local
Whatever's going on Channel 12.
yeah, this
you pick
local
right up
television
on
station, and we've got a feed there on UGG TV. Just tune us in. I mean, we are just a conduit for entertainment and information. We're just there to please. You won't be loaded down.
You can't go wrong. Just leave the computer on, you know, and pick it up all during the day.
Yeah, you
get updates all the time,
yep.
you know. And,
you can run that scanner in the background and listen to the police while you looking at them girly pictures and stuff.
I don't want to look at no dirty pictures.
I didn't say dirty. I said girly.
Oh, girly.
Yeah, girly.
Oh. Well, I love these dirty pictures. That's why I do.
No. By the way, Miss Katie, I've been trying to call you. I've been meaning to mention this. I don't know whether you're watching or not. I've had your book in there waiting on you for about 8 months or so. And I know I could call you on the weekends, but I never think of it except during the week, and you're never home. If you'll stop by sometime, I'll return your book with many thanks for letting me borrow it. It's been well maintained. It just ain't ever got back to you.
My daughter gave me a interesting book for my birthday. She knew that I was an acquaintance of Betty Smith, the one that wrote The Tree Grows in Brooklyn. And I'd have to admit I never read A Tree Grows in Brooklyn.
It don't sound real interesting, does it? It don't sound real interesting.
It's a pretty good account of a young Jewish girl's as she travels through her life, you know, there in, I think it's Brooklyn, New York. I haven't got past the foreword yet, but I have that book, and I intend to read it. In fact, I'm going to do a little bit of reading tonight. I went and bought me a little bit brighter light bulb so I can see to read at night.
Do you realize that the new library is open?
Well,
it's just a little overrun there on cost. I think it was supposed to cost $300 something, and it went a little over $5 something. You know. But that's just accounting error, rounding error.
Pretty soon you're going.
Rex, I don't know why you don't stay on the line, but Rex is in the toy business. If you guys want to, if you want to start
stuffed animals.
Yeah, he takes care of them in for Christmas. 566-6699. If you need to call him, talk to him. He's already started making up collections to pass out during the parade.
Christmas parade, yeah.
566-6699.
There's not but 18 more days till school starts.
I know it.
God, I'm gonna hate to go back in it.
I dread going back here in the middle of December, don't you?
Put me back in the 6th grade.
If they could erase a few years, I'd go.
One of the best grades I remember was the 7th grade.
That's the one you passed in 1 year, ain't it?
No. That was the one that we went on an outing, and we went way back behind the school, and you had to go down. I mean, this is beautiful country down there.
Mm-hmm.
And I never will forget, there's a little old girl that I like quite much, and she's living, and if anybody that's watching throughout the world might know of her, in the 7th grade, I was not all that inclined to have girlfriends. I was too interested in baseball, basketball, that sort of thing, but I kind of like Opal.
Opal.
Her name was Opal Holbrook. And we were going back to Miss Daisy Holt's, Bascom Holt's farm, which was about probably a mile back through the woods behind the school, and was crossing a little old creek, and Opal asked me if I would carry her across the creek.
This sounds like
Macho Bob.
This sounds like Sir Walter Raleigh.
Macho Bob picked Opal up and had him in his arms. And I'll be honest, in the spring and summer months in school, we went barefooted. You know, I never wore any shoes until the snow flew or until the frost hit, and I took them off just so the ground got unthawed.
Yeah, unthawed? Unthawed?
Yeah, unthawed.
That's froze.
What?
Unthawed.
I mean, we got thawed.
Okay.
And unfrozen.
Unfrozen.
And so I was carrying Opal across the little old creek I could walk across briars or anything with barefooted. But I stumbled and I dropped Opal in the creek.
Poor Opal.
Poor Opal. Didn't hurt her, but we were not exactly on boyfriend-girlfriend terms too much after I dropped her in the creek.
Mm-hmm.
So Opal,
We're sorry, Opal.
Opal, I don't know whether you remember that or not, but I remember it very, very well.
How old would Opal be now?
Opal would be the same age I am. She'd be 77.
You've been 77 for 3 years, Bob.
Well, I know that, but Opal's been 77 for 9.
By the way, they can count down Digger's gas. He knows how to fill up the tank all the way to the top and charge you for what you get. Right down there in the middle of the road, the sawmill holler 56254. We got to get in all these cameras. 5625444. Digger's propane. He'll take care of you. He takes care of everybody that goes down there. Treats everybody well. Appreciates your business. Ain't that right, Bob?
I guarantee you, I've been using Digger's propane. I hope I'm using the right blend. It works anyhow, whether it's the right blend or not. To can
Corn.
Yeah, corn.
Yeah, I know. That's good corn.
I'm getting ready to can tomatoes also. So I'm using Digger's propane, and I use a pressure cooker. So if you see something go flying up in the air, you're
5625444. You don't have to can them tomatoes in a pressure cooker.
I know that.
Now that corn you got, I tell you, I cut both ends off there and stick it in the microwave for about 3 minutes. Just leave it in the shuck.
Right.
And get it out. It's so hot you have to peel it and let it cool off a little. But it is good. That's sweet as candy.
Isn't that good going?
Yes, sir. Ugh, TV.
Well, good evening, gentlemen. How you doing tonight?
Pretty
Right.
good.
How about you?
I am doing pretty good. Hey, I've got a question for you guys. I was wanting to get your take on it. On the Bobby White incident about the remark he made to Jerry Chadwell.
Yeah.
I was wanting to get your take on that, and I was wanting to see if we really need a commissioner like that on our board, and if anybody else would.
Are you in his district?
I'm not in his district, but.
I'm not either, so I can't say as I've ever voted for him.
Well, I would be ashamed if I had, but I was just wanting to get your take on that and how he could talk to a citizen like that. But I'll let you guys go.
Okay, thank you. My understanding was he apologized. My opinion is he shouldn't have said it to start with.
Well, it shows a mindset when you say things like that. And I know you've had some in the past that felt that way towards citizens' participation in the governmental process, but they fail to realize that the government is for the people and by the people. It's not government, by God. It's
I think there's a vast majority of them down there don't realize who pays the bill.
I know they don't realize who's paying their salary.
Ugh, TV.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey,
Gentlemen, you've got the wrong number. This is Wild Bob Ronnie.
Hey, fellas, I had some thinking time today. I've been out there all day long, and I guarantee you it's been right today.
Yes, sir. It's been.
As a matter of fact, didn't even have time to stop for dinner. But there's something else. When I get to thinking,
Uh-oh.
uh-oh.
That's what Bob said, and he dropped his gun. Uh-oh.
The other night on the Mr. Gibson show, Mr. Chadwell was the MC of it.
Yeah.
There was a gentleman, somehow the discussion come up on some of part of what y'all, the other gentleman just called, some of that. And Mr. Chadwell stated, gave some numbers as to what Mr. Marlowe's salary is. And his salary, according to what was given there, was $87,000 plus.
Yeah.
That's his base salary.
Yeah.
Plus his benefits runs him a little over $111,000 plus.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But Dr. Martin got him a raise.
Well, anyhow, there was a gentleman called in, and he stated, if I'm not mistaken, he was friends with Mr. Marlowe, I'm not going to say good friends, but I believe he said he was friends, family friend or something like that. This gentleman in the conversation, I believe he stated that he was a businessman also.
Uh-huh.
But he on up in the conversation, he made the statement, and I'm going to kind of get as close as I can. According to, I'm going to say the responsibilities or the amount of revenue that Mr. Marlowe handled, that Mr. Marlowe was working for peanuts.
You know, peanuts is always relative to where you're getting your peanuts.
Well, what I'm trying to get the point is I feel that this caller felt that Mr. Marlowe wasn't being paid sufficiently for what he did.
The way I feel about that, if your talents far exceed the place where you're working, you should go where you can realize your full potentiality. You got to go to New York or Goldman Sachs or somewhere and get them big dollars, because we just ain't got it to give out here.
Well, this gentleman, I'm not being belligerent toward him or whatever, but if I would like for him, if he would, and I'm sure that the gentleman, I'm being respectful to him, whatever, but I would like for him to call in and advise us as to what he thinks would be fair pay for Mr. Marlowe. And I'd like to find out if Mr. Marlowe feels that he's not being paid sufficiently.
I'd like to see, rather than a number, I'd like to see a proportion. I'd like to know what multiple of the median income for the county that certain officials should be paid. For instance, the last accounting I had, the median income in the county was about $13,000. 10 times that is, well, 9 times that would be about what you just said. Yeah. So does that mean that he's 9 times better than the guy that's working at maybe for the one of the maintenance guys in the county? I mean, they're both working for the county. I don't know what they make, but I'm sure that it's far below that.
He's probably like those guys. Which one of the banks was it lost $2 billion?
Yeah.
Was it
Morgan?
Yeah, J.P. Morgan.
Yep.
All these wizards, these geniuses they have up there working, lost the bank $2 billion. And that's about the way the potential we have here with
What
Jeff.
about that there Corzine's bank up there? They misplaced it. Don't even know where it went.
He can't even don't even know what happened to $1 billion.
I tell you what, gentlemen, money, physical money is never what you say. Whenever you say lost, they talk like that it goes down a hole and goes away. It doesn't. It just swaps ownership.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It don't go away. It just, like I say, it swaps ownership. But now you take on a day like today, where I've been, I mean to tell you, you can't touch a piece of metal.
Were you trying to accomplish something?
Yeah.
You realize you didn't build that, don't you?
That's what I was thinking too, and I took some pictures just to be sure, so I could look back, because I believe our president said that I didn't do this.
You know, I said this last night, and then I heard Neil Bort say it this morning. That is singular. These, them, and those is plural. Roads and bridges is more than one, and business is singular. That, you don't say I built that roads and bridges. You don't say I built them business. The man was referring to the business, not the roads and bridges, because he's a professor. He knows how to have subject and verb agreement.
Well, what that gentleman that you're referring to that said that, anytime he gets off that teleprompter,
yeah,
whoever is typing that message in back there for him to read off,
yeah,
when he gets off that, he don't have that person. He gets in trouble every time. But anyhow, gentlemen, I put in about 10 and a half hours out there today, and it's not what
it was hot, wasn't it?
Controlled environment. I mean, tell you it's right.
Yeah.
And I wasn't out there by myself. There was other people out there too.
I was out there too.
I'll tell you what, our fuses even got short with each other.
Yeah.
And anyhow, but gentlemen, if this caller would call in, I would appreciate to understand or know what people think that this gentleman's worth when the way I see it, and I'm making it very simplistic, he's working with 10 digits, and that's just the numbers. We have 10 of them, 1 through 0, that we work with, and it's how we arrange them and put them on paper. And if where he was at today, I guarantee you, he was in a climate-controlled environment. The most dangerous thing that could happen to him was he could get a paper cut. Now, where we was at today, I saw a gentleman, one of the boys I was working with, he just come in a pee of getting a finger took off in whatever we was working with. This gentleman, he laughed about it. Now, most people, you know what I'm saying, the work we do, I don't know how to say it, but anyhow, we just consider it all as part of the day's work.
Yeah, and I was paid to have a few extra digits.
But gentlemen, I appreciate your time, and if someone will call in and enlighten me, I'd like to find out what we do is work.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, thank you, and y'all have a good day.
Yeah, I want to tell you a little quick story. You know, Obama's been coming all this out. You didn't do it. Somebody helped you do it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't you. It was the government that allowed you to do this sort of thing. Said this young kid, when I may have told the story before, the young kid goes off to college. And he said, Dad, guess what? Says, I got on the track team. He said, no, Dad, son, you didn't get on the track team. You remember all those hours I spent with you running and teaching you how to do the sort of thing? He said, we made the track team. He called back in another couple of weeks and got his first report on his grades. And he told his dad, says, Dad, I got A's on all of my courses.
Yeah.
He says, no, you didn't. We did. So you know how much I helped you in your schoolwork and taught you good habits and everything. So it wasn't too long that his boy called him, says, Dad, says, you know, my girlfriend Susie. Yeah. He said, well, Susie's pregnant. Dad, it looks like you and I are going to have a baby.
Okay. TV.
Yeah, also about the park out there next to the White Bridge.
Yeah.
Right.
They're still building that, you know.
Yeah.
I noticed that they said, I think we were still in phase 1, and it was around $1 million.
Yeah.
Well, I was told that number is a little bit off, about 200,000. It's 1.2 million right now.
I've heard the same rumor.
And I don't know if people realize that there's 3 phases this park, and I was wanting to know if one of the commissioners or maybe the financial manager could actually tell us what that park's going to cost the taxpayers by the time phase 2 and 3 is done. And I'll let you guys go.
Thank you. I told you when they started that, they'd be pouring money down that hole.
Yeah, we call it the Money Hole Park, what we named it, you know.
Me and Bob don't necessarily agree on this, but I don't think the government ought to be in the business of providing entertainment.
It was all built, looks good, you know, here in Campbell County, but it was definitely built for the Ohio Navy. And,
well, I'm not so sure about that.
Well, of course, they are getting some use out of the baseball field.
Well, no, but they were building it to get to spend the money.
Right.
TV.
Yeah, I got this phone working. The other phone wouldn't do nothing.
What are you up to, Rex? 566-6699 when his phone works.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting ready to get Bob go and kick on it or something.
You're in the toy business already, ain't you?
Oh, yeah, we're staying toy business. We started in February all the way through December this year.
This is Santa Claus's personal assistant in Folly.
Oh, yeah, we've been, this makes our 15 years we've been doing this.
Well, good. Keep up the good work.
What I want you to do this year is to fill my bruck up with the toys, and we'll ride down the street and throw them out of my bruck.
Well, I can do that, too.
All right.
I want to let you know, it was my fault the phone messed up, but I'm going to have to kick it or do something. I'm using a cell phone.
We'll send you a hammer for Christmas. You can beat on the phone. Thank you.
Okay.
See you.
See ya.
Vital Care. They don't take care of phones, but they take care of sick people.
Said that right. And today, I saw VitaCare. I rode out when I on the way to the farm. I rode out, and I saw 2 of VitaCare units in action. You know, they got that sleek little ambulance. You
Yeah.
seen it have. Then they've got your big medical units that they send out. All of them were working. I did see a Campbell County ambulance being dragged down the street the other day by a tow truck.
Yeah.
And they were going away from the hospital, so evidently they did not have a patient in there.
562-9370 for VitaCare if you need a ride to the hospital or any sort of medical transport.
40 years in the ambulance business. They know what they're doing, and they're there for your help and your convenience. If they don't please you, they know you're not going to use them again. What about money?
Hello, TV.
Oh, TV.
Hey, TV.
Yeah.
How y'all tonight?
Pretty good. Tell us
Doing
about
good.
Ridge Runner Trucking.
Ridge Runner Trucking, best trucking outfit around. If you need rocks, sand, lime, dirt, mulch, anything you need hauled, you can haul it.
871-2410.
871-2410.
And it don't matter how steep it is, if you can get it down there, you'll get it down there.
I'm going to go see if our mystery guest has got confused.
He may be here. Yeah, we got a mystery guest coming on here in a little bit.
871-2410 now.
That's Ridge Runner Trucking Company, and I know that you can get your gravel delivered. And you need to go ahead and get your driveway gravelled here while it's good and wet, and those stone will get packed down in there so you won't get stuck up in that thing this winter.
No, I want to know how some of the ministers feel about losing that discretionary fund of theirs.
Do what?
If one of them would call in.
Right.
What they come up to, $60,000 a year? Say,
You go ahead and talk. I'm listening.
what they come up to, $60,000 a year? In discretionary funds altogether.
Right.
I wish one of them would call in. They've got Thursday waiting. Let us know how they feel about it. But of course, I know they won't call in, you know. I know that, you know, just as I do. Of course, none of them's watching your show, but according to what it says, it's 1,975 watching.
Probably.
Yeah, I looked down there and seen that. So, you know, but nobody watches your show. You know?
No, but they talk about it. I don't know where they get their information.
Now, I looked on the bottom of I scrolled down. This is 1,975 people were watching.
Well, that's good. We appreciate you watching too.
Well, I always watch y'all. You know that.
Well, you on television tomorrow night, right? On the internet?
Tomorrow night, 7 to 8.
Yeah, just go to UGG TV and go down there to the Plain Truth feed, and you can watch this fella here.
Right, there you go.
And we tell it just like you said, plain truth. We can back it up.
Well, we appreciate it, Roger. Take care of yourself.
And
See ya.
you all have a good weekend. And don't get too hot out there. And Bob, watch yourself, buddy. Don't overdo yourself like you did the day before yesterday.
Thank you, sir.
Or yesterday.
Yesterday.
And we'll talk catch you later, my friend.
See you.
See ya.
Bye.
Well, you left too soon there, Mr. Jerry.
Napa Auto Parts.
Right.
That's National Auto Parts Association. They're locally owned. They are also known locally as Spradlin Auto Parts. But Napa down there across from IGA, not to be confused with UGG TV, that's IGA. They are, hold on a minute, they are there to please you with all sorts of parts. They've got a vast access to just about a limitless inventory.
Right, got connection for over 250, that's $250,000 auto parts, and that don't even count their farm all parts
Nope.
and the other parts they get. That's Napa auto parts.
They
right
got
down across from IGA.
they got them necks installed in parts.
Right.
562-9406, 562-2629.
Just drop in. He's got everything you need.
TV.
Hey, Hazel Valley here.
Hello,
How are
Hazel.
you?
Hey, did y'all go down there at the airport Thursday night?
No.
Well, you
no.
were leaving when I come in.
I waved at you. I was on my way out. We got stood up by Huckabee and whoever that
Well, we got stood up by Fleischman also.
Has he made a public appearance in this county?
Not yet.
I'm sure
It
he.
looks like he's going to. I'll tell you what, Republican Party under William Beard is a mess. They just can't do nothing right. He couldn't even get it straight when we had the Lincoln Reagan Day dinner. He ended up in South Carolina or somewhere. And,
That's one of my uh-oh moments.
Yeah.
I heard he spoke. Were you there, Bob? Did William Beard speak?
Did you hear William Beard speak?
Yeah, I saw. I thought that was Buddy Hackett up there.
Now, I was told that he failed once again to thank Dennis Powers. Now, he should be thanking Dennis Powers for replacing him as the worst state representative in the history of this state. And he ought to be thanking Dennis every time he gets up to speak.
I guess so.
You know, it's pretty bad when you have back-to-back worst representatives in the history of the state of Tennessee.
Now wait a minute. They wasn't back to back.
Well, there was some mayonnaise in between the two pieces of bread there.
Mayonnaise, a pretty good fella in between
Now, there
there.
was some tasty mayo in there in between.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good rip, but anyway, William had a reputation as the worst representative in the history of Tennessee, and he ought to be thanking Dennis now for taking over that title.
Well, you know, it's hard to be accomplished if you don't try.
I'll tell you what, it's hard to be the worst at anything, you know.
I don't know. We got the worst show on Channel 12.
There's
no reason for you to be the worst.
When you were there, did you see Weston Wamp at Fleischman's shindig?
No, but I heard a poll today that said Weston passed up the ice cream man.
Weston was at the show.
Weston or Zach?
Huh?
Was Weston there?
Weston there.
Huh.
That's Zach's boy.
Well, did you, did he
Well,
hide when he saw you coming?
He kind of circled me around to make sure it wasn't armed.
Yeah. We've got a special guest coming in, and we're going to hang up and give it to him.
Okay, buddy. Hey, great show. Keep it up.
See, this man's going to tell you, look, this is a strange setup. We ain't got a monitor, but you can see yourself on the television here, but you can see over yonder. You just come in and have at it.
Now, I'm not making any endorsements about it. I want you folks to take a serious look at this man's resume. I was very, very impressed with his resume that was in the paper. And we're going to let him sit here. He's just going to tell you all about himself and exactly why he is running for office.
When we go off, there'll be a little delay because they're working out of one studio. Don't hang up. Just hang on.
Right.
Fred will be here soon.
Yeah, he will.
Here's the man.
Hey, come on in, Artie. You tell everybody who you are and what your business is about.
All right. All right.
And they can hear you good tonight on the microphone.
Let me scoot over this a little bit.
Good to see you.
Good to see y'all. And I appreciate the opportunity to come back on and talk to you a little bit. Talked to you there 2 or 3 weeks ago. My name's Clark Ford. I'm running in the property assessor's race. I do have experience in it, absolutely. I've got 15 years in at the assessor's office. 13 of that was in Campbell County. 2 of it was in Anderson County. 10 of it was as the chief field appraiser under the previous administration. I worked for Mr. Higgs. I'm absolutely uncompromising about it. The property's worth what it's worth and should be appraised at its market value. I'll tell you a little bit more about myself. I do have a Bachelor of Arts degree from the University of Tennessee. I'm an 11-year veteran of the Tennessee Army National Guard in Jacksboro. My parents, Mary Louise Craig Ford, and my father has passed away, Hubert Ford. My wife is Linda Goins Ford, and her parents were Chris and Sam Goins, and I've got two lovely stepdaughters and a son that lives in Knoxville that I'm very proud of. And I believe in Campbell County. I believe in its future. I believe in this country. I believe in its future. I absolutely am not making any promises to anybody other than fair and equal taxation, or equal assessment rather. The assessments of the property in Campbell County are the exclusive domain of the assessor's office. He does not set the tax rate. He doesn't influence the tax rate. It's his job to set appraised value. And I believe in the last reappraisal here that it didn't go down like it should have. I believe that it was ridiculous to think that any of the property had gained value from 2006 to 2010, no matter how you look at it. The assessment should have been adjusted to the market value. Anybody that you didn't have to be a realtor to know that the assessment on your home, if it went up, you didn't have to be a realtor to know that that wasn't right, that it wasn't fair, and that's what I'm about. I'm about trying to be fair about it. When I started into this, I was telling people that I would try to greatly reduce the state's role in assessing the property here in Campbell County. I later then learned that actually that's exactly where we're going with it. The next property assessor in Campbell County will set the property values. He will have to be responsible for them and answer to the people of Campbell County. So there's no doubt you must have someone in there that has the experience to do it. I've been through 4 reappraisals. When I started in 1990 in Anderson County, I needed a job very badly, and I went down there probably about 10 or 12 times to the assessor's office because I knew they needed somebody. And I pestered him until he finally hired me. And the very first day he took me in his office, and he told me, I've got one simple rule, Clark. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Right you can back up, wrong you can never defend. And that's sort of a thing that stuck with me, not only in the assessment field, but in my personal life. And I believe it. And I believe that people deserve that sort of honesty. They deserve fair and equal treatment. They deserve to be talked to with politeness and understanding. One of the things that kind of inspired me when I started down the trail here, I was working and still am assisting Campbell and Woodlawn cemeteries in computerizing their records so that it'll make it easier for people to find their loved ones in the cemeteries and ensure that the record keeping is preserved for the future. During that time, I had the pleasure of going through slowly and examining a lot of the graves there, and it really touched me. And one in particular I wanted to share with you, and I hope it doesn't offend his family, but Samson Lafayette Seiler, born November 28, 1885, died October 31st, 1905. Now I'm reading this because I didn't want to misquote him at all. And it says on his tombstone, "One of God's noble men." And his motto kind of touched me, and it made me think. His motto was, "What you do, do well. And what you know that you know it." Now, it's kind of always been a motto of mine to do whatever you do the best you can. One of the things that my father instilled in me was You know, if you're going to be a street sweeper or whatever you might be, a ditch digger or a mathematician, a scientist, whatever you might be, to do it to the very best of your ability. And you owe that to whoever you're working for, and you owe it to yourself to be satisfied in your job. But the quote, and what you know that you know it, that really touched me, and I thought about it, and it really inspired me down the road to running for property assessor again, because I've done it most of my adult life, and I'm not ashamed that it's what I know. I know it well. I know how to do it well. I know how to do it fairly and right. And the next reappraisal that comes up here in the county, the assessor being responsible for it, you're going to have somebody that does know it, and not only knows it, but that you can trust in there. And I was trusted with the county's tax roll under Mr. Hicks for many years to ensure that all the new construction was there, that we did a review of the county in a timely fashion, that we answered any questions that the public might have in the most respectful and honest way that we knew how. We only wanted it right, and that's what I want now. I want nothing more than to make it absolutely as right as we possibly can. Now, is that going to make everybody happy? No, we're not going to, I'm not going to try to make everybody happy. What I'm going to do is try to give everybody fair and equal assessment. And that's from the little old lady that lives in Roses Creek in a $300 mobile home to the richest man in Deerfield. They deserve to be treated with the same sort of respect and dignity that is accorded to any man. I believe in, like I say, God, country, mom, apple pie, all those things. If that sounds corny, then so be it. That's what I believe in. I'm absolutely dedicated to wanting to give you the very best assessor's office in the state of Tennessee. I want to be the man that you come to if you do have a problem, and I will absolutely answer to you. Now, I'm not saying that the answer will be yes. Sometimes the answer is no. But I would absolutely answer to you. If there is a problem, we could look at it. If there's not a problem, then I'll explain to you exactly why it is the way it is in the most polite and courteous way that I know how to do. And I'll ensure that anybody on my staff will do the same. A lot of the assessor's job, from day to day, is giving information out to the public, not just answering questions about, why is my assessment high, but we track, the assessor's office itself is going to track ownership, all sorts of things that people might be curious about. The mapping system is quite complicated. The assessment, simply the overall statistics of assessing nearly 30,000 parcels of property are staggering. You must have somebody in there that knows how to do it. I'd appreciate it very much if y'all would consider me for your next property assessor. I'm not promising anything to anybody other than fair and equal assessments. That's what the assessor's job is, and that's what I would intend to do. I absolutely love Campbell County. I believe in its future. I believe that we'll come out of the recession, and if we do, then the assessment should come back up to market value. But the way the recession has us now, and I'll call it a recession, anybody that's trying to sell a house certainly knows it, that in this economy, if they're low, the value should be lowered. If they come back up, they should be high. But I absolutely, humbly ask for your vote on August the 2nd. I appreciate the people who have already voted, and we're out of time, and I really appreciate y'all tuning in and listening to me. And like I say, I'd appreciate it very much if you would consider me for your next assessor. Y'all have a great evening.
I don't think we're still on the internet.
Okay.
I get things
But folks, I don't know if you watched it. We're flying blind tonight. I'll get this thing shut down.